Okay, I thought really good effort by our team today, a total team effort. It was good to come out on the State Pride Day and perform well, Military Appreciation Day. Really proud of our guys. There's a lot of responsibility. Uh, Coach Hilbert and his team broke the jinx of the blue uniforms, and we seconded that, got 2 in a row now. But just loved how we started fast. Kickoff return, it was good to see us fit up and take it to the field. That's something we hadn't done. Loved how the defense played in the first half, was extremely aggressive. Thought they got after the quarterback and made him uncomfortable. Really played great all day. We gave up those 2 touchdowns when we had some reserves in the game, and you hate to see that happen, but it's good those guys get on the field, and it's not worth getting anybody hurt in that situation. Loved how we finished the game. In the fourth quarter, running the ball out, 2 hands teams, catching the ball. That was good to see. But just a total team effort. Proud of our guys. We got another off week coming up. I think it's at a good time right before we play Air Force, Wyoming, and Boise. It's going to be tough down the stretch for us.
You guys had the chance last week to get that third touchdown. Didn't get it. Obviously, President came back. Did you guys talk all about that? How big was it to get that third score to really build a huge lead?
Well, you always want to try to score when you're in the red zone, but we're trying to get points every time. But it was good to stick it in the end zone. Really proud of our guys. You want to stretch the lead as much as possible. It wasn't something that we said, hey, we got to do this because we didn't do that last week. It's about execution. And we were on and off in our execution today. The one negative is way too many penalties for us. I got to look at the tape, before I can, say, but they were called. 130 yards of penalties will get you beat against another team. But I loved how we came back in the second half offensively and did really well on third down. We weren't doing well in the first half. They were giving us some different looks. They were playing a lot of coverage. So it was good that we adjusted, and it was great the defense, they played great all day.
Obviously, you mentioned the first quarter a lot, but 21 points in that first quarter, you take UNLV out of the game pretty much right away. Just how important was that for the momentum of the game?
Well, we've been starting fast all year. We've been very fortunate to either score on the first drive. Today we had a kickoff return, and really liked how the guys settled in and continued to play. They weren't taking anything for granted. They kept the pressure on both sides of the ball, which was good to see. And we were close to breaking some of those punt returns as well. But, our goal is always get 1 first down on a punt return. And I think we might have averaged that today with Dante at 4 for 61. So, those were some hidden yards that were good.
Talked about how a big priority was stopping the run. Charles Williams had like 80 yards, but not many big runs, especially not in the early. Just how do you feel about your team?
Yeah, I thought we did great. He got a couple had a run there at the end when we had the backups in, but I thought our guys did a great job against the run. They hit us on a stretch early where they inserted the tight end, very similar to what Toledo ran on us and had a bunch of success. But I thought the defense coaches did a nice job adjusting to that and mostly stopping that for the most part. But, they had some talented receivers. Andre Neal, I thought, played awesome. He was matched up on Grimes the whole day and did a nice job really flustering him.
Mike, when you were 1-5, you were telling us this team didn't have an identity. Does it have an identity now?
Yeah, I think we got an identity. Warren Jackson helps coming back. That gives us an identity on offense. But, the identity of this team really is that they're never going to quit. They're going to play extremely hard for each other. Everything's not perfect, but you've seen the fight in these guys all year, and it's good as come together, for 3 games in a row. We got a good 2-week break before we play Air Force, which is going to be beneficial getting ready for them because, I've watched them a couple times on TV, and I think they're really good this year. They're always good, but I think they're talented this year.
You joked that you broke the jinx with the blue uniforms. To an extent, do you feel like this kind of helps you just kind of bury the demons from that 2017 game?
Oh, the 2017. No, that one's going, people say that all the time. I've got a lot of demons I wish I could bury over the years of games that, happened, some similar to that. There's a lot of good memories too, but those are things, that are just going to haunt you forever. I actually talked about it in the locker room with the coaches today about that game. But, it's a great game for everybody until there at the end that we didn't finish. But that's part of football. That's this game. You're going to have games like that. You never really forget those.
With these last 3 weeks, is it a hard balance for you as a coaching staff wanting to
That's a good question. I kind of addressed that at the midpoint of the season. I laid out the rest of the season for us, and that's something I really never do. I talked about going into Mexico and having a bye, then getting these two and having another bye, and then having the last three down the stretch. I think this team's mature enough to handle that and put it out there in front of them what we're going to do or try to do. But we know we got to take it one day at a time and have a solid plan, to play Air Force.
Mike, 'cause it seems like the last few weeks, this is the team maybe a little closer to what you guys thought you would be this season. It's just taken a while to get there. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I actually talked about that in pregame with our team, about, just because, you do certain things and your expectations are high and and it doesn't start the way you want it to start, but I commended them on how mentally strong they were. They didn't fold, they didn't listen to outside noise, and that's a credit to those guys in that room. We preach the message as coaches, but you got to have your players buy in and believe. And I congratulated them on that before the game and told them what I expected today. They're a mentally strong football team.
I mean, going into the last 3 games last year, obviously, kind of different vibe and everything. And just how much better is it to, have these things to play for going into these because of this little streak out?
Well, you put yourself in a position now. These games always mean something when you play Air Force, Wyoming, and Boise. Put yourself in a position to possibly get bowl eligible. But the main thing for us is we're getting ready for Air Force. We know those games are out there. We've talked about them, what we got to do, but we got to take it one day at a time. Like today, we talked about, what we talked about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I don't know however long it was ago with the off week, but it's not going to mean anything if we don't go out and do our jobs today. And I was proud of the guys going out and doing their job today. That team was a team with their back against the wall as well, just like ours. We knew it would be a fight, a little bit how it was today. I wish we'd have controlled our emotions a little bit better at certain times in the game, but the guys played hard and won the game convincingly. Thank you.